When politics collides with the world's biggest sporting stage, even a simple tournament draw can turn into a global flashpoint. Iran has announced that it will boycott next week's World Cup draw in Washington, after the president of its football federation was refused a visa to enter the United States. In practical terms, this means Iran's delegation will be absent from one of the most important ceremonial moments before the tournament even kicks off, and it immediately raises questions about whether the team might go as far as pulling out of the competition altogether. And this is the part most people miss: a bureaucratic decision about one official could snowball into a full-blown sporting and diplomatic crisis. Why Iran is boycotting? According to Iran's Football Federation, the visa refusal for its president is being framed not as a sporting matter, but as a political one. A federation spokesperson has argued that the decision has nothing to do with football and has announced that, as a result, members of Iran's delegation will stay away from the World Cup draw event in the US capital. From their perspective, allowing the draw to go ahead with Iran quietly sidelined would look like accepting unequal treatment. The boycott announcement has also sparked speculation that Iran could consider withdrawing from the World Cup itself if the dispute is not resolved. For a national team, skipping the draw is not a small gesture. It is a very public way of signaling that the country feels disrespected or unfairly targeted. But here's where it gets controversial: is it right for a team that has worked for years to qualify to potentially lose its place over the visa status of one official? US travel restrictions and the visa issue. The visa denial did not happen in a vacuum. Iran is among a group of 19 countries whose citizens face significant restrictions when trying to enter the United States under a directive introduced by President Donald Trump in June. In theory, that policy includes a special exemption carved out for athletes, coaches, and other essential support staff traveling for the World Cup or similar major sporting events. In practice, though, this exemption appears not to have covered the Iranian Federation president in this particular case. That gap between policy on paper and what is happening in reality is what has enraged Iranian officials. They can point to the fact that the US has said certain sports-related travelers should be allowed in, yet a key football figure from a qualifying nation has been turned away. This naturally fuels the accusation that broader political tensions are overriding the supposed neutrality of sporting rules. And this is where it gets controversial again: if some officials are deemed necessary and others are not, who gets to decide where the line is drawn?